the two ministries know who the individual is. In our meeting with the ambassador, his identity was established. We have his passport, which we'll be sharing with the media.
Latest updates on the Russian man versus the Ghana girls issue. Right now, it is Sam George versus the Russian ambassador, because the Russian ambassador is trying to say that they don't know that the man is a Russian. Sam George said, don't worry, we have his passport. The passport. But still, the Russian people say they can't extradite him, and just say things are happening. And I have the full gist for you.
I'm the Headless YouTuber, there's Headless Reactions. Alatiare, Yoko!
So we all know that this whole Russian man issue started trending all over social media, where a supposed Russian man, yes, he came, his name is Yetsaslav. That's what he was telling the girl that he's called, Yetsaslav. Then he came to, take videos of the girls and post on his Telegram and stuff. And then Sam George said that they will do whatever it takes to extradite the guy from Russia to Ghana so that we prosecute him over here. You remember?
It is a crime to record a person without their consent. And even when you record and keep it on your phone, and the person finds out and reports to us, we will prosecute you and you go to jail. That's the law of the land. Now, you don't just record it, but you go and post it on a website for financial gain. That gentleman will be looked for. We will activate every resource in our disposal, working with Interpol. The way we've worked with Interpol to extradite Ghanaians to other jurisdictions, we will request the Russian authorities, and that's why I've invited a Russian ambassador, to work with our law enforcement. We want the gentleman to come to Ghana, to be brought back to Ghana, extradited to Ghana, for him to face the rigors of our law.
Now, Sam George said this one on the 14th of February. Then 2 days later, on the 16th of February, and then the Russian embassy in Ghana came to post that the embassy of the Russian Federation in the Republic of Ghana has taken note of the reports in the Ghanaian media on the alleged involvement of a supposedly Russian citizen engaged in sexual activities with some Ghanaian women and recorded those acts without consent. And then we were like, okay, where's the rest of the statement? Oh, Omo de bana. Yeah, refresh the page in this and nothing came again. They didn't post anything ago. This is all they posted. And what it means is that the Russian embassy in Ghana has seen reports in the Ghana media that there is some alleged involvement of somebody that is supposed, they are assuming the person is Russian. Now they don't know. That's why they said a supposedly Russian citizen. They didn't say a Russian citizen, no, a supposedly. So this is why I saw that it's like this before they are trying to do kwani. Because they didn't say, they said supposedly Russian citizen engaged in sexual activities, and this is all they said. They didn't say that we are going to investigate or we are going to do this or we are going, no. So it's like Ghanaians are talking, hey, Russia for say, Russia man, and then the Russian embassy came and they said, okay, noted. Noted. Very, very painful. It's like you've typed some WhatsApp, a long WhatsApp sentence, and then somebody will just write, okay. That's how it feels like. And then the Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the Foreign Affairs Minister, came to post on the 17th of February. He came to write that the Russian ambassador summoned on my instructions as government of Ghana protects unlawful conduct of supposed Russian. We shall firmly pursue justice in this matter. And this is the statement that the Foreign Affairs Minister brought out on the 17th of February. Russian ambassador summoned. Yeah, okay, I've read it already. Accra, 17 February 2026. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirms that the ambassador of the Russian Federation to Ghana, His Excellency Sergei Bednikov, was summoned today, Tuesday, 17th February 2026, on the instruction of the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs over the conduct of a supposed Russian national in unlawfully publishing sexually explicit images of Ghanaian women without their consent. The objective of the summons was to formally express the strong displeasure of the government of Ghana at the atrocious conduct of the supposed Russian, which clearly violates Ghanaian law, and to seek the cooperation of Russia in pursuing justice. Ambassador Sergei Bednikov acknowledged the violation of the privacy and dignity of the victims and the larger cybercrime dimensions, while expressing the willingness of the Russian Federation to cooperate with the Republic of Ghana on the matter in issue. The Russian ambassador, however, indicated that he is unable to confirm the Russian nationality of the individual at the center of the intimate viral videos, and further disclosed that the purported name making the rounds in the media, which is Yetzislav, is not a known Russian name and rather represents an inappropriate and vulgar expression in the Russian language. They said they can't confirm whether the man is Russian or not. When the man's picture is out and everything, don't worry, I'm coming. The ambassador highlighted similar activities of the said individual in other countries which had come to the attention of the Russian authorities and was being investigated by Russian experts. Ambassador Sergei Bednikov has pledged that the embassy in Ghana is willing to share information on the matter to facilitate Ghana's ongoing efforts aimed at apprehending the individual and bringing him to justice within the context of our long-standing bilateral relations, despite the absence of a legally binding extradition treaty. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs wishes to assure the general public of its commitment to leverage the cordial bilateral relations between Ghana and Russia and to explore all international tools and remedies to ensure that justice is served. Now, this is what they brought out on the 17th, trying to say that the Russian people there, they say, okay, some other countries have come to us trying to tell us that there's somebody who is doing this and he's supposed to be Russian. But we don't know. We can't confirm whether he's Russian or not because his name Nekrano. It's like maybe some Ghanaian has gone somewhere or somebody is doing something somewhere and then they ask, what's your name? Say, oh, my name is Jimmy Four. Then the news people are saying, oh, there's a Ghanaian called Jimmy Four who has come to do. That is what the Russians are saying. But then, Honorable Sam George, the Minister of Communications, Digital Technologies and Innovations, and also Honorable Agnes Namomo Lati, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, they had a press conference yesterday on the 18th of February. And they said a lot of things. Some of the things that they said were the women in the videos, One, most of them have filed complaints. And they are going to use these complaints to sue the Russian guy. Even if they sue him in absentia, still they will sue him.
A number of the ladies have formally filed complaints that are being processed by the CID. And CID is working with us to escalate this to Interpol to issue an international arrest warrant for the gentleman. And so we're leaving no stone unturned. We are also preparing through the Cybersecurity Authority to present a docket through the Police Service and Attorney General for prosecution in absentia in our courts. And so this is not a matter that is just for this press conference. We'll pursue this matter to its logical legal conclusion. And so the CID is working with us to activate the Interpol protocols to issue an international arrest warrant for the gentleman.
And then he said again that the Russian ambassador is saying that they are not sure whether the guy is Russian or not. But don't worry. Sam George, he's going to put out the man's passport information. And then after the press conference, he put out the man's passport information. But this is what he said.
And just for the avoidance of doubt, we want to state for emphasis that the two ministries know who the individual is. In our meeting with the ambassador, his identity was established. We have his passport, which we'll be sharing with the media, his Russian passport. His first name is Vladislav, and his last name is Lyulkov. His passport with which he entered the country will be shared with the media so that his identity is also made known.
And then he said again that even though there's no mutual legal assistance treaty between Ghana and Russia, and also the Russian people, the Russian government, they don't extradite their citizens to any country. Even though they'll still go through, they'll seek international arrest warrants with Interpol. So that the guy, even if Russia is protecting their citizen and they will keep him there and they will not even prosecute him, whatever it is, Krana, the guy will not be able to come out of Russia again, because anytime he comes out of Russia, there will be an international warrant, arrest warrant waiting for him by Interpol, and then they will catch him. So this is also a way of protecting other people apart from Ghanaians, like other citizens of other countries. Because if that guy can't go outside his country to go and do Nkwasi Asem there, then other countries are safe. He should be in the Russia there and do the Nkwasi Asem over there. So he's stuck in Russia.
Even if we had a mutual, let's be clear, even if we, and the ambassador made that point, that even if we had signed the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty, the MLAT, with Russia, the Russian constitution supersedes any such treaty. And the Russian constitution is clear. Russia will not extradite any of its citizens for prosecution. But you see, there are far-reaching consequences to the steps we're taking. If the gentleman is not extradited because of the provisions of the Russian constitution, what we have done and what we will conclusively do by working through Interpol to get the international arrest warrant is that we will confine him to the precincts of Russia. Because as soon as he steps outside of Russia into any other country, he'll be picked up to serve the sentence. And so what you've done is you've saved potential future victims by the proactiveness. So for those who say, oh, because there's no MLAT and there's no extradition, leave it and don't act. No. You empower individuals who are like-minded to come after potential victims. As a state, as a government, we have a responsibility to protect our own. And that's what we're doing. Russia is protecting its own by refusing or by enshrining that no citizen is extradited. What is Ghana doing for its own? It is to ensure that anyone who abuses our privacy laws, as enshrined in the CSA Act, will face the full rigors of the law.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
After that, Sam George came to post a press statement. After the press conference, he came to post a press statement and then posted the guy's passport and all the information. We've blocked some things out because there are some information that are sensitive and shouldn't be brought out. But then he posted everything. You can see the guy's date of birth, 89. Then over here, like everything in the passport, they posted it with a statement reaffirming what they said at the in the press conference, that the Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Honorable Samuel Nate George, MP, and the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable Dr. Agnes Namomo Lati, have held a high-level meeting with the Russian ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Sergei Bednikov, to formally brief the embassy on ongoing investigation into the Russian national alleged to have secretly recorded Ghanaian women and distributed the footage online without their consent. The joint engagement formed part of government's ongoing efforts to protect citizens and ensure accountability in a matter being treated strictly as a cyber crime under Ghanaian law. Preliminary investigations by Ghana's cybersecurity and law enforcement agencies indicate that the suspect allegedly recorded private encounters without consent for publication and subsequently monetized the content through online platforms. Authorities have initiated steps to trace digital and financial evidence linked to the case. The ministers emphasized that the matter is not one of morality or private relationships, but a clear criminal offense under Section 67 of the Cybersecurity Act 2020, that's Act 1038, which prohibits the non-consensual recording and dissemination of intimate images. They further note that investigations extend to any individual, whether foreign or Ghanaian, who may have redistributed the illegal material. So those of you who have been sharing the video without blurring the people's faces and all that, you day inside. Given the cross-border nature of the case, government has activated diplomatic and international law enforcement cooperation including engagement with Interpol and relevant security agencies. The ministry reaffirmed that while Ghana respects the sovereign legal processes of the Russian Federation, government remains resolute in its constitutional duty to protect its citizens and will pursue all legal avenues to ensure justice. In his response, the Russian ambassador acknowledged receipt of the formal brief and confirmed that the information would be transmitted to authorities in Moscow. He noted that while there is no extradition treaty between Ghana and Russia, the alleged conduct would also be considered criminal under Russian law and assured Ghana of continued diplomatic cooperation. The public is urged to refrain from sharing or redistributing the illegal material, as such actions constitute criminal offenses under Ghanaian law. President John Dramani Mahamad's government remain committed to safeguarding the dignity, privacy, and rights of all citizens and will provide further updates as investigations progress. To victims affected by the act, the Gender, Children and Social Protection Ministry has a victim support desk set up, fully equipped with clinical professionals to provide all the psychological and emotional support you need. Be assured that all these will be done in confidence. And that's the end. And then they posted the guy's passport. And if you see the passport, it reminded me of some posts. The time the Russian embassy came to post that there's some supposed Russian, some guy his Twitter handle is Mafija's boss. He came to write that his name is, and he posted the guy's name. He was born in 1989 in a city of, and he posted the city, the Russian alphabet some way. He has been doing this to tourists, to Russian women for years. And if you go and Google the guy's name, if you translate it, it is Vladislav Lyulkov. Vladislav Lyulkov. And if you check the name that the guy wrote, this was on the 16th of February, and you compare it to the passport that Sam George shared, it's the same name, the alphabet, it's the same over there. And he said the guy comes from a town that is pronounced Ulyanovsk. And that is a town. You can see that it's a major industrial city in Western Russia and has a population of about 625,000 to 638,000 people in recent years. So you can see that this guy actually knows the guy. And he even posted that people should stop using AI-generated images of the guy because the AI is making the guy more handsome. Now the guy, he's not that handsome like that. And he's nearing 40 years. He was born in 1989. He's close to 40 years. But he'll be seeing people who are slightly over 40 and calling them MILF. Meanwhile, he too, he's a DILF. And by Brofo, according to the guy, he said that by Brofo standard, this guy no one share that nyefesa. If you check Ahmoffe levels in the Brofo, they are inside now. Quite no one nyefe odin kwasi asem say going to countries and eating people and stuff like that. No. So if he has a Russian passport and some people have identified him, how is the Russian embassy trying to tell us that they don't know whether he's Russian or not? They are protecting their citizens. And this just makes me realize something. Russians don't extradite their citizens to anywhere. Some other countries like UK, USA, so they don't extradite their citizens. So no matter what, some guy being in UK went to kill some Kenyan woman or so. They are trying to extradite the guy. They said they don't extradite their citizens. So how come Ghana, we've extradited 2 of our people to the US? Dada Joe Remix and is it Kofi Boat? We've extradited them. How come? But anyway, so this is what's going on right now. And let's see how this goes. Whether the Interpol international arrest warrant will also work or whatever. I've brought you the gist. Share your views in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this.
Subscribe to the channel. Tell somebody about Headless. Yeah, Yapon.